In today's video, we are taking Dollar Tree aluminum foil and turning it into a luxe crystal wall decor for your home. With just a few simple steps that anyone can do, you'll be on your way to creating a piece of high-end luxurious art for bargain basement prices. Well, hello, my friend. Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, however, I want to thank you so very much for joining me. And for return viewers, I appreciate you coming again. So today we have a really fun and extremely easy piece of art to create. And all it involves is a few simple products. The first being some tinfoil from the Dollar Tree. I specifically say the Dollar Tree because this stuff is so cheap. It works great for this type of project. Just don't buy it for your food. Well, you can, but I'm telling you, it's not the best tinfoil. I am going to use this tinfoil to create a piece of luxe art. Now, if you're not familiar with Z Gallery is a place that sells all things blingy. And they have these beautiful canvases that have beautiful crystals, sometimes going down the center. And they're very expensive, yet they're very easy to replicate. So I'm going to show you one way today. So we're going to make this painting for about $15, whereas if you bought it from Z Gallery themselves, you'd spend about $200. I just find them a little bit overrated because there's not much to their artwork, and it's, again, very easy to do. So take a piece of tinfoil 2 times the length of your canvas, and as you just saw me doing, scrunch it up so that it creates a pattern on your canvas. You don't have to do the same exact pattern that I am choosing to do, but just choose a design that you like where you want some texture on the canvas. And then what you're going to do is glue the tinfoil to the canvas somehow. Now, I am using gloss gel because you can use this as an adherent. It works well for holding heavy things to in canvas, but you can also use something like Mod Podge. You don't have to have this stuff. I just like it when I'm trying to apply something that's a really thick texture, and this aluminum foil is going to be a thick texture. So I put some down the center of the canvas, and as you saw me doing here, just created a little bit of texture in it with the palette knife so that when I laid my piece of crumpled up tinfoil on top of it, it would get up in all the nooks and crannies and really adhere that well to the canvas. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to smush my tinfoil down into that gloss medium, or gloss gel, I should say, and I'm going to scrunch it up in the design that I want. Especially along the edges of the tinfoil, you want to make sure that it's got really good amount of glue underneath so those edges seal down. And then once you're done making sure that it's connected to the canvas, you're going to trim the edges off, or I should say trim off the excess. And then we're going to let it dry for about 6 hours. The next step is to white out the aluminum foil. Put down a solid color. It doesn't have to be white like I am doing. You can choose black or blue or whatever color you want. You just want to paint the entire canvas in a layer of either gesso like I'm using or acrylic paint. In the areas where I do not have any texture on the canvas, you can absolutely go ahead and add a little bit of texture in those areas before you hit this step. You can maybe use your gel medium if you're using that to create a little bit of textured, like almost a stucco look in those areas. It doesn't have to be exactly what I am doing here, but There are a lot of variations that you can do with this. You can use some stencils if you want to create a little bit of texture. Just use your imagination. Once you're done painting the entire canvas a solid color, you're going to let this dry. Now, depending on where you live, it could take overnight. For me, it took about 6 hours. And now I'm going to come in with some of this beautiful blue black indigo by Atelier. This is an acrylic paint. Any color or brand will do. And I'm going to sponge it on. I'm going to sponge it on the center where all of the texture is. And then I'm going to lightly sponge it on the remainder of the canvas. Now, I personally am going to fill this entire center in with this color, but you can see it would look really pretty if you just lightly sponged it over the top of the textured foil. This is all a personal preference. Once I get the center filled in pretty well, you can see a little bit of white, but we're going to address that soon. But once I get that filled in, I'm going to take some paint and I'm going to put it on a paper plate with a little splash of water. And I'm just looking to make that paint a little tiny bit thinner than what it is. And I'm going to lightly uh, stucco it or, pounce it on the background areas that are still white. And I'm going to do a little bit of border work around the edge of the canvas. So using a sponge makes this really easy to do. So you're going to see I'm just kind of pouncing it in heavy here, kind of going up the side of the canvas. And then I will lightly pounce it all over the background of the white areas. This will give us a more textured look to the painting. Also, if you have some areas where it's hard to get the sponge in, it's perfectly fine to just grab a paintbrush and kind of brush in those little cracks that are hard. So now you're seeing going up the border of the canvas, but then as I pounce towards the center of the canvas, I'm using lighter pressure so that it's just a little bit of dark blue speckling on that white background. So I'm going to kind of shape my center that I made with the tin foil by adding a little bit of this darker paint underneath, and it will blend in to the entire area there in the center. Okay, so once I get this blue spackled, it's like a speckling look, I'm going to come in with some white paint and I'm going to go over it again because that's going to tone it down a lot. It's not going to be so bright as you see right now. But anyway, you can see I'm kind of just flicking the sponge across the edge of the canvas there to create a little bit of a border. So now, as I said, I got my white gesso back out again. I'm going to take this sponge and we're going to tone down that blue that I just added. And it's going to just create kind of some depth in the painting and a little layered effect. If you are new to the channel, I list the products that I use in the description of this video, if I can find them on Amazon. Or if I get them at Hobby Lobby, I will put that down in the description for you so you know. Be sure to check out the description. Please, if you wouldn't mind, leave a comment, even if it's just your favorite emoji. It helps my channel. It tells YouTube that people enjoy watching my videos. If you're new, please consider subscribing to this channel and turning on the notification bell. And also, if you wouldn't mind, please remember to leave a like on the way out. Click that thumbs up button. So now we're going to get into the fun parts here. Look at this, $1.99. Bella Rose is the brand, and they are selling these at Hobby Lobby in every color you can imagine. What are they? They are pastes that are wax. So if you know what rub and buff is, it's like a rub and buff, but they have the most beautiful colors, and I cannot believe they are selling them for $2. That is unheard of. Usually I pay like $10 for a little tube of these things, and they work beautifully. So what you do is you take a little bit and you just lightly brush it over the raised surfaces, and it adds this metallic peacock teal color to your art. That is astounding. It is so beautiful. Now you can't see it now because of the colors I'm using, but you will see it in the end. But once you apply that to your textured areas, let it dry for a couple of hours. And now this is where the piece turns into a luxe piece of art, because we got the bling bling coming, baby. And let me give you my number one tip on using anything that sparkles. Less is better, I promise. Now, today I'm using three things that sparkle. I'm using nail crystals that I find at Hobby Lobby. They're these little tiny, tiny rhinestones. They are beautiful. They're microscopic, gorgeous. They add gorgeous sparkle to any art. They're sold where they sell the beads in a Hobby Lobby. If you use them, use very little. Diamond dust I'm using. Diamond dust has beautiful sparkle. Use a very small amount. And glitter. The same goes for glitter. What you want to do to achieve maximum sparkle is use limited amounts, and make sure whatever you're using to glue this stuff down, whether it be resin or, in this case, clear glue, sprinkle it on top, especially when it comes to resin. If you put any of these products in resin, even though it dries clear, it dulls the sparkles. So you want to lay it on top of the resin, or in this case, the glue. And as I mentioned, less is better. You get more pop out of a very, very fine sprinkle of glitter than you do just dumping it everywhere. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to put down some clear glue in a few random places, especially along the two edges of that center area. I'm going to sprinkle on top of that glue my nail rhinestones, my diamond dust, and my glitter. And then we are going to see the final results. And here we go. We created a piece of luxe art inspired by Z Gallery for around $15. Now, if you have you want to make a smaller piece, I used a bigger canvas. That's the only reason why it cost me $15 to make this. If you want to use a Dollar Tree canvas or go to Goodwill and repurpose a canvas, it'll be even cheaper, because we paid for the $2 wax. We got the $2 tin foil, and you need a canvas. Now, I'm sure everybody has paint. As far as the sparkly bits, I had those on hand, but you don't have to have the rhinestones and all that. Just some glitter would work. But let's take a look at this. The texture is outstanding. That metallic dark teal wax is beautiful. And we just created a beautiful piece of art for under $20. So, my friend, with that being said, I want to thank you all so very much for joining me. If you would be so kind once again to leave a comment, hit the like button, and click that subscribe and notification bell if you are not subscribed already. Be sure to check out all the links in the description of this video for ways to purchase products that I use and ways to follow me on social media. Once again, thank you so very much for joining me. And until the next time, which is next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, happy creating!